The only way to gain control is to give it up. You heard me right. The more you let go, the stronger you get. It sounds like a bad joke, but deep down you already suspect this is true. Because you've felt it. Every time you desperately grasp at life, it slips through your fingers like sand. Think about it. How much of your life have you spent worrying, planning every detail, trying to force outcomes to go your way? And how often has reality laughed in your face and done whatever it wanted anyway? You map out your future, then a global pandemic shuts the world down. You grind at your job, then one day you're laid off without warning. Reality does not ask for your permission. It doesn't care how much you planned. It will rain on your only day off. People you love will change their minds. That investment you were so sure of might evaporate overnight. And here you are, trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands, feeling like a failure because you couldn't. Let me tell you something. You are not a failure for losing control. You feel like one because society drilled into us the lie that if we just try hard enough, if we're smart enough, we can control everything. Newsflash, that's bullshit. Life is chaotic, uncertain, and no motivational quote on Instagram is going to change that. What can change is how you deal with it. Right now you might feel overwhelmed and anxious, like you're constantly bracing for impact. Heart pounding at 2 a.m., mind churning worst-case scenarios on loop. You're not alone. Millions feel exactly like this. But here's the kicker. One study found that 85% of the stuff we worry about never even happens. 85%. And of the little that does happen, most people handle it better than they expected. All that anxiety, all those sleepless nights imagining disasters, all that obsessive control freaking, it was never protecting you. It was robbing you. Robbing your peace of mind, your sleep, your focus. Worry is the down payment on a debt you may not even owe. So why do we do it? Because uncertainty scares the living hell out of us. Our brain prefers a comforting lie of control over the ugly truth that we can't guarantee a damn thing. So we cling to plans, to people, to our comfort zones, thinking if we just squeeze tight enough, nothing can go wrong. But life isn't having it. Try a little experiment. Close your eyes and don't think of a pink elephant. Seriously, for the next 10 seconds, do not let a pink elephant pop into your head. You just thought of one, didn't you? That's your mind for you. Push it, and it pushes back twice as hard. Try to control every thought or emotion, and you end up controlled by them. It's like quicksand. The more you struggle to stay on top, the faster you sink. Speaking of sinking, there's a Navy SEAL exercise called drown-proofing. They bind your hands and feet and throw you in a pool. Every instinct in your body screams to flail, to fight, to do anything to keep your head above water. But fighting just makes you sink faster. The ones who survive do something counterintuitive. They relax. They let themselves sink to the bottom, then gently kick off the floor to rise for a breath. They survive by not fighting, by surrendering to the water instead of resisting it. The more you panic and thrash, the more you drown. Stay calm, and you float back up. Sometimes, survival isn't about struggling harder, it's about letting go. Now think about your life. How often have you thrashed against the currents of fate, exhausting yourself, only to end up right back where you started, gasping for air, defeated? We all do it. We fight breakups by begging our ex to stay and only lose our dignity. We fight uncertainty by overplanning every second and miss the beauty of spontaneity. It's like we're tied up in that pool, sinking faster the harder we struggle. Here's the paradox. The more you let go, the more control you gain. Not over outcomes. Nobody can promise that, but over yourself. Over your peace. Over your response to whatever life hurls at you. The harder you chase something, control, happiness, approval, the more it eludes you. Ever notice the people most desperate to be loved are usually the ones who end up alone? Or how those who obsess over being happy are miserable as hell? It's because begging for something pushes it away. The person who accepts being alone finds inner freedom and ironically becomes more lovable. The person who embraces the possibility of failure often ends up more successful because they're no longer paralyzed by fear. When you stop trying to force the world to your will, you give it space to meet you halfway. And this isn't just philosophy, it's science. Therapists actually teach people to do this. You can't control that first flash of emotion or that stray thought. You can only control your reaction. Instead of thinking, I must not feel afraid, you say, all right, I'm scared. So what? When you stop fighting a feeling, it loses its power. You might still feel fear, but it passes through you instead of hijacking you, and you do what needs to be done anyway. Every time you do that, you prove to your brain that uncertainty is not a death sentence. Letting go is not giving up. It's not, I'll do nothing and hope life magically fixes itself. No, letting go means dropping the illusion that you could ever control all those external variables. It means putting that energy back into the one thing you can control, you. Your attitude, your effort, your actions right now. Think about it. All that time and emotion you spend trying to prevent bad things or push people in a certain direction, what if you took even half of that and invested it into what is within your control? Your skills, your health, the projects you care about, the people who actually show up for you. You'd be unstoppable. You only get so much mental energy each day. Most people waste it on what they can't change, then wonder why they're exhausted and anxious. But if you pour that energy into the few things you can change, you'll be amazed at the progress you make. And those giant worries you've been obsessing over? Many will either resolve on their own or turn out to be nothing to worry about in the first place. When you stop trying to control others, you reclaim control of yourself. When you stop chasing approval, you start approving of yourself. When you stop fearing uncertainty, every moment transforms from a potential disaster into maybe a new adventure. So stop. Stop bargaining with fear. Stop paying rent and anxiety for a future that may never come. Stop trading your sanity for the illusion of control. Because here's the brutal truth. You will never outrun uncertainty. You can only decide who you are when it hits. So take every ounce of energy you've wasted on trying to bend life to your will and pour it into building the only thing you were ever meant to control. Yourself. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when things calm down. Because life doesn't wait for your perfect plan. It meets you at the level of your action. So let go. Trust that you can handle whatever the hell comes next. And watch how the world starts opening doors you stopped trying to force. Breathe. Move. Begin. Right fucking now.